Hey, it's time for GGSP. I'm Rad.
I'm Will.
And I'm Jem. Coming up on the show today, our quest to save gaming continues in the Apocalypse.
The Apocalypse? The prophecy. It's true.
Plus, we travel to the Outer Wilds to explore a time-bending alien mystery.
The endless riddles of space and time.
You know, in quantum mechanics, theoretically things that happen in the future can affect what happened in the past. Whoa. Guys, what did future us do?
Has anyone got any campfire stories?
Yeah, I've got one. It's about an alien who once sat around a campfire just like this. They were young and excited to travel off into space and see what they could learn. But then something happened, and they found themselves stuck in a time loop, reliving the same day again and again, trying to solve a mystery before a supernova would wipe the slate clean, and they'd wake up right back at the campfire again.
Oh, I've got goosebumps.
What's the story called?
It's called Outer Wilds.
Outer Wilds is a highly ambitious open-world space exploration game by Mobius Digital.
This is one of those rare and special games where the less you know, the better. So much of this game relies on its absolutely riveting mystery, so we'll try and give you a spoiler-free review.
You spend most of your time exploring a handful of planets. Each planet is very distinct, and the first time you visit is utterly magical. There's always some wonder to behold, and something on the horizon that you just have to go and look at. I was constantly distracted by something cool I'd spotted.
Yeah, it feels like they've somehow captured the feeling of discovery, bottled it up, and put it straight into this game.
However, for a game all about exploration, it's not very easy to explore. The movement in the game, whether you're flying in your ship or zipping about with your jetpack, is based on real physics and gravity, so it can be very difficult to control. I had to revisit places so many times because I kept stuffing up my flight. It became a little tedious. I just don't like feeling like I'm fighting with the game.
Yeah, I know what you mean, and it's because they've opted for a simulation style of movement. Out in space, everything is always in motion, and there's no atmosphere to slow you down. That means you have to decelerate as much as you accelerate. On top of that, every planet has its own gravity field, which affects your movement. As frustrating as I found it, it was extremely satisfying once I finally got the hang of it and managed to land on some floating structures in space. It took some time.
Yeah, I heard both of your screams of frustration while playing this, but to be honest, I kind of liked it. It made me feel like I was properly in space, you know, struggling to survive as a space explorer, and that's kind of the dream come true.
Oh, fair enough. I felt like kind of a space detective, collecting little clues at each location and trying to piece together what happened and is happening in this universe. Everything is surprising and intriguing and woven together really nicely.
And thankfully, if you forget anything, you can always check your ship log, if you're in your ship. All the important information is automatically stored for you, and it also indicates if there's more to discover at a location you've already visited. Which is great because there is a lot to remember.
And it's all important, because the magic in this is how well the story is fleshed out. And y'all know I love a good story. This is a good one.
Well, the story is great, but the thing that really grabbed me was the music. One of the few tools you have in the game allows you to listen to and hone in on various sound frequencies. This lets you follow music to find other explorers from your colony who have gone before, like a siren song, but less deadly. Being pulled across the vastness of the galaxy to a warm and friendly little campfire just got me in the feels. Plus, give me a twangy banjo and I'm just hooked.
The music plays such a big part in setting the tone of the game. They've combined a salt of the earth, warm and wooden aesthetic with the wonder of vast, cold space, and I'm so here for it. A wooden spaceship was the missing part of my space fantasy that I never knew I needed.
I find the more we talk about Outer Wilds, the more we discover that there's something a little different we each found really special, but that we all found the overall experience so memorable. I just wish it was a little easier to get around, maybe a little less realism in the movement physics. I'm giving it 4.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
While the game is definitely beautiful in its cartoony style, it's also easy to look at and think this is just a playful romp around space. But it's so much deeper than that, with a rich mystery and a truly breathtaking surprise around just about every corner. I'm giving Outer Wilds 5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Time is used so well in this game, and it's arresting to play something where the whole world is one giant puzzle. And the delight I felt as I grew to understand more was quite magical. One thing I desperately hope they patch in is a way to instantly restart the day, because that would have been so handy. But I'm giving Outer Wilds 4.5 out of 5 rubber chickens. Will, your marshmallow's burning.
Don't eat that.
Okay.
Good spawning, Australia! It's time for the scoop with me, Darren! Joining me today is my always special guest, Rad.
Oh, thanks, Darren. Hi, everyone.
Before we round up some gaming scoops, it's time for Darren's Challenge! This week, can you identify this commander from the game War Groove? Answer at the end of the scoop. Now, I'll look back at some of the news you might have missed in the lead up to E3. Firstly, there are a heap of Pokemon announcements, like Pokemon Home, a cloud-based hub for all your pocket monsters. And, of course, Pokemon Sleep, an app that tracks your sleep patterns and integrates them into your gameplay. I wonder if it works for robots in sleep mode.
You know, Darren, I love a good Snorlax as much as the next Pokemon trainer, but gaming in our sleep? I'm not so sure about that. We also heard about another new Pokemon mobile game called Pokemon Masters. Also, that Detective Pikachu is coming to the Switch. And more info about Pokemon Sword and Shield, which is releasing on November 15th this year.
Quite the plethora of Pokemon news. Moving along now to the news that Cuphead will soon be playable in some models of Tesla electric cars. The Inkwell Aisle 1 section of the game will run on the car's built-in dashboard. But of course, the game will only be playable while the car is in park. Don't game and drive, everybody. Safety first. Now, an important message for Minecraft Story Mode fans. Due to publisher Telltale Games going out of business, Minecraft Story Mode Seasons 1 and 2 will no longer be supported after June 25.
Yikes! So I guess if you've been wanting to play it and haven't already downloaded all the episodes, you better do that quick smart.
Affirmative. Now, I think we might just have time for a quick extra scoop. What have you got this week, Rad?
Well, Darren, speaking of Minecraft, before E3, Mojang actually showed off a live demo of the upcoming Minecraft Earth mobile game. And I have to say, it looks pretty cool and immersive so far.
Terrific stuff. Well, last but not least, the answer to Darren's Challenge. This Wargroove commander is, of course, Emmerich, the Cherrystone Kingdom's royal mage. Of course, Boatmeal. His favourite commander is a fellow good boy, Caesar.
Oh, I know it is. Boatmeal and I hang out, you know.
And that's all the time we have for today. Until next time, good night, Australia.
He's actually my dog.
Previously on The Apocalypse.
So Lord Pong has finally turned all games to Pong?
You must act fast. Or should I say, le fast?
I am the head of the French birth branch of the ABC.
We did it! We got the artifact!
I have deciphered the details of your next master gamer.
Come on, little Pong paddles. Don't fail me now. Meetings, productivity, synergy. Hey, GGSP. Haven't seen you guys in forever. Darren, did you get an upgrade? You almost look human. Almost.
Oh, that's not Darren. It's our new host, Will.
Ah, hi, Will. Nice to meet you.
Great to meet you too, Pip. Wait, did you think I was a robot?
So what's up?
Oh, we're kind of on a quest to stop this thing called the Apocalypse.
The Apocalypse?
The prophecy. It's true.
That's why all my games turned to Pong. That pesky Lord Pongos. You know, back in the day, we were actually allies. But that's all backstory, best explored through a prequel. Anyway, not to worry. I've hidden your precious gaming artifact in a place that no one would ever think to look. The ABC mailroom!
The mailroom? But that's deep in the center of the ABC. We better leave ASAP. Thanks, Pip.
No problemo! If anyone can do it, you guys can! See ya! Okay, now to squeeze in a bit more Pong before my next scooping.
Okay, so we finally found the mailroom. But it looks like my pass doesn't work here.
Move aside, Rad. I'll let you in.
Darren, where do you keep popping up from and how do you always know where we are?
Oh, never mind that. Here, I've got universal access. I'll just hold it in place for a moment and, another moment. Any minute now. Ah, voila.
Wow, thanks, Dad. Wait, where'd he go? No time to wait for Darren. Let's go get that artifact.
Wow. Oh, wait, we better be careful. I've heard that the mailroom is the natural habitat of the mailman.
Everyone just sends email now. Youth of today. Like penmanship. Letter writing's a lost art.
The mailman's become a bit eccentric over the years. He might be reluctant to hand over the gaming artifact.
Stamps.
Well, what he doesn't know can't hurt him. This calls for a touch of stealth. Everybody, commence stealth positions. Crouch down.
Look, I think that's it.
Is that a Commodore 64?
You betcha. The original Commodore 64 was an 8-bit home computer released back in 1982. Without it, who knows whether we'd have some of the home consoles of today.
Well, look, it's right there. I'm just going to grab it. If the mailman sees me, what's he going to do? Post me?
Will, no! This is a stealth mission!
What's this? GGSP. Here. Haven't seen much of you gamers since the rise of key codes, digital gaming. Have you forgotten the value of physical mail?
Sorry, Mr. Mailman. It's not our fault. It's the internet, I tell you. It's just so convenient.
Silence.
Poor Will. But look, the mailman's alert meter's down. Now's our chance.
Just wait a sec, Rad. I've been observing his movement patterns. See how he goes to the left, then down that way? And I think he's just about to turn around right now!
What? Another one?
Oh, hi, Mr. Mailman, sir. I was just here picking up a letter for me. Yes, sirree, love me some mail.
Rad, I'm the mailman. I know this isn't addressed to you.
Oh, please, Mr. Mailman. We just need that Commodore 64 over there, and then we'll be on our way. Don't you want to help us save the world of gaming from the apocalypse? Although, Pong is a great classic game that's rather underrated in my opinion.
I suppose you can have it. But first, you two have to help me with some tedious mail sorting.
But we don't have time for pointless busy work. And I was never any good at the mail sorting mini games in Wind Waker. I hope Jem saves us quick.
Now, as gamers, you should know sometimes you have to grind. Better get to it.
Okay. I actually love sorting, and it's a good thing I brought my mail sorting visor.
Oh, mail sorting. I need to find a way to distract the mailman. Ha-ha! Paper beats rock, fan beats envelope. Yeah.
Oh, no! My perfectly sorted mail stack! Oh, I have to start all over again! Oh.
Come on, let's go. Oh, wait, I'm not done.
Oh.
Sam, you did it! You got the Commodore 64. That's all the artifacts.
Yes! Let's get out of here before the mailman catches wind of this.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, an apocalypse party. How bizarre.
That must be Lord Pongos. Now's our chance to confront him with the gaming artifacts and do something.
To the apocalypse party!
Wait, is it that way?
Clever gamers. When they work together, at least. Though they're about to walk right into my trap. If I can destroy the artifacts they've retrieved, then the apocalypse will become permanent. And they're bringing them all straight to me at the apocalypse party. And bring me my party cloak. Now it's time to party like it's 1972. The year the original Pong was released.
All right, Rad, time for some juicy Ask SP questions.
Yes, let's get stuck in before they dry up like carrot sticks left out too long.
Right, well, first up, we have a video from Bo.
GGSP, I have 3 questions for you. First, is Splatoon 3 going to come out this year? Second, is Skylanders 7 going to come out? Skylanders 7. Also, is Transformers going to come out on Switch? P.S. I think the show's great.
Thanks, Bo. Glad you like the show. To answer your first question about whether Splatoon 3 is going to come out this year, I would say this is pretty unlikely. Considering we're already almost halfway through the year and we haven't heard any official announcements or teasers, and there was no mention of this at E3. We may have to wait a bit longer for news of another Splatty sequel.
As for whether Skylanders 7 is going to be coming out, well, the main series has been on a bit of a break for the last couple of years now. As far as I know, nobody has ruled out coming back to it at some stage, but it's hard to say if or when for sure. And the whole Toys to Life genre hasn't really been thriving lately. Maybe the makers are moving more towards the mobile space, with games like Skylanders Ring of Heroes.
Maybe. Now to whether Transformers might come out on Switch, again, I haven't heard anything official on that front. Transformers Prime was the last PG Transformers game I remember being available for Nintendo platforms.
I do recall reading that Hasbro, the company that kinda owns the Transformers brand in most parts of the world, no longer has a contract with Activision, the publisher of the Transformers console games. There are also Transformers mobile games out there, like Transformers Forged to Fight. But who knows what the future holds for the series on console?
More than meets the eye, I would assume. Get it? Because that's the Transformers thing. Yeah.
Very good, I got it. Very nice. Moving on now to a bundle of questions from Queen Princess Bubblegum in the Candy Kingdom, Northern Territory.
Queen Princess? Oh, that's double royalty.
Hi GGSP, this is Queen Princess Bubblegum of the Candy Kingdom. I have a few questions for you. 1. Can you recommend any good Adventure Time games? 2. Have you guys reviewed any Adventure Time games? 3. Who is your favourite Adventure Time character? This must include Darren's answer. 4. Who is your favourite character in Team Sonic Racing? Darren's answer must be included as well. If these questions are not answered, I will send the Candy Kingdom after you. P.S. GGSP forever. P.S.S. Rad, do these. Thank you, Queen Princess Bubblegum. Oh, double royalty, so double bow.
To your first question about good Adventure Time games, well, my personal favorite is probably Adventure Time Hey Ice King, Why'd You Steal Our Garbage? For the 3DS, which feels heavily inspired by Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link.
You might like to try some of the Adventure Time mobile games, like Adventure Time Card Wars, or maybe Bloons Adventure Time TD, or possibly Adventure Time Run, if you're a fan of runners. We did also hear at E3 that Adventure Time characters are coming to the fighting game Brawlhalla. That might be worth checking out too.
As for whether we've reviewed any Adventure Time games, we certainly have. Last year, Gemini reviewed Adventure Time Pirates of the Enchiridion, but unfortunately that was a bit disappointing.
Yes, a shame about that one. Barjo and Hex also reviewed Adventure Time Finn and Jake Investigations and Card Wars. You can check out those reviews online.
Now to our favourite Adventure Time characters. For me, I would say Lumpy Space Princess, because I just connect with her energy, you know? And she loves sandwiches, I love sandwiches, and I like her general lumpiness.
Yeah, I see it. For me, it's gotta be Marceline, who doesn't love our vampire queen. But to avoid the wrath of the Candy Kingdom, we should probably call Darren.
Hello, Darren speaking.
Hi, Darren. Just wondering what your favourite Adventure Time character is.
Oh, it's just got to be BMO. Such a helpful fellow robot. So relatable, am I right?
Sure, Darren. And what about your favorite Team Sonic racing character?
Well, I am a bit of a fan of Dr. Eggman Robotnik for obvious reasons.
His mustache? Eggs?
I was referring to the fact his full name contains the word robot. But his moustache is rather enviable, I suppose. And eggs are a high-quality source of protein, vitamins, and minerals for you humans.
I do love a good egg. That's all we were after for today, Darren, so thanks so much.
You're welcome. So long.
Bye. What about you, Jem? Who's your favorite Team Sonic racer? So far, I like Chow. Ooh, I want to be the 3 children in a bubble.
I'm gonna go with Shadow or Blaze. Both are very, very cool.
Good choices. Now, I think it's about time for us to race on out of here. If you have a question for Ask SP, go here and send it in. And remember, all video questions that appear on the show receive a special GGSP pin and sticker pack.
So do we need to refrigerate those unanswered questions, or will they, like, dry out if we leave them?
We should probably refrigerate them in the vegetable crisper.
Fresh is best.
So, what do you think Lord Pongus looks like, Darren?
Oh, I'm sure you'll find out soon enough.
Hi.
Hi.
Well, that's the end of the show for another week, but next time on GGSP,
We get into the Zelda groove in our review of the rhythm RPG Cadence of Hyrule.
plus the epic conclusion to the Apocalypse. We're here to change the games back. You definitely don't want to miss that.
No, you don't. And you don't want to miss all the extra stuff we've been putting up online. This week, it's a review of the Metroid meets Cat platformer, Gato Roboto.
Oh, look at the cute space kitten.
Oh, you're a softy at heart, aren't you, Darren? Until next time, may all your games be good ones. Will out.
Red out.
Gem out.
Darren out.